If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Live on AM 1570 WNST.net. The Ravens won yesterday. We should be more spirited tonight. I promised you last week, I said, this is on you, bro. You're going to figure out, Brendan Ayanbadejo, whether or not we're talking about a loss. And you came through for me, so I appreciate that.
I mean, we did all the same stuff. We prepared the same. The result was different, but the process was the same last week as it was this week, but the product was different. But the process was the same, and you know, everybody's making a big deal about us losing last week, and this week, you know, it's just another win. We're just stacking another victory.
Did you know? Did you have a gut instinct? I mean, honestly, I've always wondered this. If I would have gotten like the truth serum in you on Saturday night and come up to you and said, Brendan, what's going to happen on the field tomorrow? What would your response? You can say it now.
I mean, I would have told you the same thing 2 Saturdays ago. Before we played Tennessee, I would have told you the same thing. We're going to win. You know, our mentality. I think anybody who's a competitor and anybody who does what we do, you think you're going to win every game no matter what it is. I mean, even if it's the worst boxer in the world fighting Mike Tyson, you know, he's like, I'm going to win. But he's not. But
right. Probably not.
But I think any competitor, any professional, they have the same attitude. They go in there like they're going to win. They're going to do what they have to do to get the victory. And that's the mentality. And, you know, for us, it doesn't, you know, obviously we're not going to go 16-0, but you know, at the end of the day, we want to lift up the Lombardi Trophy, and you don't have to go 16-0 to do that. But you know, we think we're going to win every game, though. But
BA, this was kind of an ass kicking. I mean, you had to have a feeling that it's one thing to think you're going to win the game. It's another thing that you can look and say, dude, if we do everything right, this is going to be a long day.
Yeah, well, I mean, the defense, you know, does what it usually does, and then the offense, they had all these explosive plays, which, you know, we're not really used to seeing. You know, usually if you see a Raven drive, it'll be more methodical, it'll be some pounding, it'll be some passing. You know, it's not going to be one and done. It's not going to be Torrey Smith, you know, touchdown.
Right. It looked like a game of Madden at one point in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's first 3 catches of his career were touchdowns, and he balled out. He did his thing. So
what's the whole thing? Because the rookies told us it once before. It's like y'all do the whole go Tory thing. It's a whole thing, right?
The tweet?
Yeah, I know the tweet thing, but don't they all say like go Tory, go Tory?
I don't know. That might be an offensive thing. Maybe we'll ask.
Maybe it's just a rookie thing.
We'll ask Anthony Allen what that means. The whole go Tory thing.
He taught us it once.
He's part of the Dreadlock Posse and the Tahoe Posse. Anyways, they all have the same hair and the same cars, and they all dress the same.
Now, Brendan, all week the coaches, the players talked about the commitment to establish a running game. You being a defensive player, you may not have been privy to the entire game plan, but did you have any idea they'd just be chucking the ball down the field like that from get-go?
Well, you know, in practice we take shots, and it's kind of one of those things you pick. You know, when you want to take a shot, it's, you know, it's known like when there's a change of possession, a team's going to take a shot. If it's second down and 1, a team's going to take a shot. So you don't always have those opportunities to take shots, but when you do, you try to make them count. And we took a lot of shots.
Yeah, I'd say.
And even, you know, they threw more balls downfield on Sunday than I've seen ever, you know, since I've been a Raven. So it was great to see. You know, a bunch of them worked out and some of them didn't work, but at the end of the day, it does loosen everybody up in the back end, and everybody's not up. You know, they're thinking about the deep ball, and it opens up the run for Ray Rice. So it worked out good. I kind of like this aggressive Cam Cameron.
Now, as a defensive player sitting on the sideline watching this, you just said a moment ago you're used to Ravens football, methodical, running the football. What feeling do you get as a defense when you're seeing that?
Well, the thing is, it's not like we're a pound 'em team. We're not always running the football,
right.
You know, and sometimes we want to see more run, but just the aggressive passing downfield, you know, the explosive plays, you know, let Joe Flacco, you know, get a little rollout and throw it 40, 50 yards downfield. So that's kind of different. I'm not used to seeing that. You know, once in a while we would throw it downfield, but not as many times as we did on Sunday. So I thought it was a beautiful thing. I thought, you know, it set up the screen game, it set up the run game, it opened up the underneath, and it made the offense really productive. So just to see everything come to fruition and see them working and have so many weapons and doing so many different things, it was beautiful to see. And we only punted twice last Sunday, and that was good. So the less I'm on the field playing special teams, the more I can play defense, which is great for me.
BA in baseball, when a pitcher's throwing a perfect game, you just leave him alone. You don't talk to him.
Right.
Joe Flacco was pretty on yesterday, but yet at one point, I believe I saw Jarrett Johnson throw like a cup of ice on him on the sidelines when he wanted that way, and I'm pretty sure Terrell at one point yelled at, and I don't remember if it was Vontae Leach, but someone who came up a yard and sort of, get the first first down. I mean, it was funny. You guys were really getting at those guys, despite the fact that they were having a really good game.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when we have our foot on their throats, we want to keep it down and not let them back up. You know, we've seen a few hiccups along the way, like Houston last year.
Sure.
And so, you know, certain things were on our mind, certain things that we wanted to avoid. So, have some ball control, eat up that clock. You know, they were snapping the ball like 17 seconds on the clock, and I was like, dang, why is the tempo going so fast? You know, I wanted to see him slow it down. So all of a sudden, the offensive coordinator and me came out too. So, you know, when you get up on a game, every defensive guy thinks they're the best offensive coordinator, and we know nothing about offense, haven't played it since high school, and that's what you're seeing with Suggs and with Double J.
All right, so Haloti gets all these goal line situations. He gets to come in and play a little tight end, play a little fullback. You ever thought about asking for something like that? You ever said, come on,
I got my hands full as it is. I could all the special teams and defense, and no, I'm good. I don't need any more on my plate.
But don't you guys dream of stuff like that, don't you? Isn't that sort of like the
not really. I dream of hitting a quarterback and picking up the ball and carrying it for a fumble, or getting an interception and taking it to the house and dancing with my teammates in the end zone. Those are the kind of things I think about. Or not really like, oh, throw me a touchdown if I go on tight end and I'm goal line or something like that. Those don't really cross my mind.
5 sacks yesterday. I mean, was there anything in particular that made it work so well? You know, we ask only because a week ago, not able to get a sack.
I think the thing that made it work so well is the Rams didn't know what they were doing. So it's not so much that we knew what we were doing. We did the same thing that we did last week, and you didn't see any pressure on the quarterback. And this week now, I don't know what their offensive line coach and their offensive coordinator, I don't know what they were doing, but they're identifying all the wrong people. The blitzes were coming from all the different places than where they identified. So they need to do some honing up, because they're going to be playing Pittsburgh and all these other teams in our division. They're going to have to fix that up, because we need them to beat the teams in our division. So hopefully we taught them a good lesson, so they'll be better against the rest of the teams in the AFC North.
How much are you paying attention to that? Because the entire city of Baltimore, there's this weird thing where the entire city of Baltimore was sitting last night watching this game, just rooting crazy for the Indianapolis Colts, which is a team that, for the most part, the city doesn't like a whole lot. Are you the same way? Are you sitting there last night? Are you on the plane on the way home?
Oh, the whole team was on the plane watching the game, and we saw Palomalu score and all the different things they were doing, and saw him blow it at the end of the game and whatnot. So everybody's in tune, everybody knows what's going on, and everybody's always rooting against Pittsburgh, as we should.
Is the reaction the same? It's almost weird. Ravens fans will react when watching a game when the Steelers are playing, like, when Curtis Painter marched the team down, got the touchdown. They'll react like the Ravens just scored. You know what I mean? They'll be, yeah!
Right. Everyone will be stoked. And you see the same thing happens in the stadium, like when they show the Pittsburgh score on the stadium when we're watching the game at M&T Bank or something, or actually when we're playing at M&T Bank, and you show the Steelers score and they're losing, all of a sudden the crowd will erupt, and you'll be like, oh my God, is there a fight? And you're like, oh no, the Steelers are losing. You're like, oh, okay, sweet.
Right. It's the second best thing that can happen.
Right.
The Ravens winning is the best. The Steelers losing is the second best.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Brendan Ayanbadejo joins us. This is Monday Night Live out at High Tops. Glenn Clark, Luke Jones. I wasn't even throwing a break. That's the cool thing. I was just resetting.
I mean, let's go to a break and let's bring Cody back.
Hang on, we're going to get Cody in 1 second. I got to clarify something with you, because you and I had a little Twitter back and forth last night.
Did we?
We did. We had a small Twitter back and forth. During the game, I thought it was funny because Kevin Harlan, he's really good at what he does. He calls games well. At your first play that you made, he said this: a nice play there by Brandon Ayanbadejo. And I found it to be humorous, and I tweeted it out. And all of a sudden, everybody was beating me up. Dude, what, you can't spell the guy's name? You called me a name last night that I was offended by, and I have to take it up with you. And
what was that name?
You called me something, and I feel like Coach Billick would have called somebody this name. You called me a slapdick last night, correct?
Right.
That actually happened.
That's the perfect fitting for the word. I actually looked in the dictionary, showed your picture, so.
Hang on, because I am here to demand an apology from you, Brendan Ayanbadejo.
Good luck.
I didn't get your name wrong. Kevin Harlan got your name wrong.
All I see is what you tweet, and then all my fans tweeted it to me, and then I just was like, what's wrong with this guy?
Now,
He's kind of slow. Short bus.
I think we should rename the term Slap Glenn, not a slap dick.
I don't know, man. I was hurt by it. My girlfriend was hurt by it. My family was hurt by it.
No, she wasn't.
I mean, I want
She laughed.
I want an apology from you.
Whatever. Just don't be a slap Glenn. Whatever you do.
That's right.
All right, give it up for Brandon Ayanbadejo, everybody. Brandon Ayanbadejo. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Terrence Cody's in the house. He'll join us next. Anthony Allen's going to join us. Oh, there's so many people here. We'll talk to all of them. It is the station we never stop talking.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.